Welcome to this week's Wellness Webcast, or the Be Rescued Wellness Program. I am Mo Wolf, your host, CEO of Little Honeys LLC, makers of Be Rescued Propolis Care and Be Energized Raw Bee Pollen products. All around swell fella. And Today is a beautiful day in southern Wisconsin. It's a little bit gray and cloudy. The wind is blowing a little bit, but it's fall. It's autumn. It's just, it's a crisp, beautiful day. Joined today by Mr. Sadler, the official program observer. We have Julius in the other room monitoring things, making sure that, well, I'm not sure what Julius does. It has something to do with making sure that the stream is all right. Today, we are going to talk about excuses. Excuses. My excuse is, Julius, this earpiece is driving me nuts. I'm going to deep six it. Today we're talking about excuses. There was a lady who has come under fire. She's a mother of 3. She runs 2 businesses, one being a nonprofit, one being a at-home care type service in California. And she's come under fire because on her Facebook page, where her various and assorted fans can follow her and her blog and her doings, on her Facebook page last year, she posted this photograph with the caption, "What's your excuse?" And some people have taken issue with that. Oh, you can't do that. Well, from a website called theblaze.com, an article on October 16th by Liz Klimas. I'm sorry, it's tradition here. I've got to mess up your name if you're a news provider. Liz, just be glad I didn't say your last name was Smith or Smythe. And Liz wrote an article called "Athletic Mother of 3 Under Fire for Posting This Picture right here. Do you think there's anything wrong with it?" And Liz went on to say, while she may not look it, Maria Kang has 3 children between the ages of 1 and 4. Though proud of her physique, this self-proclaimed no-excuse mom is being accused of, quote, fat-shaming, after she posted on Facebook a photo showing her toned body with 3 young boys and asking, "What's your excuse?" The photo was posted last year with Kang asking people to share her message, but some didn't take to it too kindly. It rubbed some the wrong way. So much so that Kang has issued an apology of sorts in late September, which has been shared more than 14,500 times. She admitted to Yahoo Shine it's actually more of a non-apology. Some saying, "I'm a bully," she says. "I'm fat-shaming, and I need to apologize for the hurt I've caused women," Kang wrote in a post. "I'm sorry you took an image and resonated with it in such a negative way. I won't go into details that I struggled with my genetics, had an eating disorder, work full-time owning 2 businesses, have a nanny, am not naturally skinny, and do not work as a personal trainer," she continued. "I won't even mention how I didn't give in to my cravings for ice cream, French fries, or chocolate while pregnant, or use my growing belly as an excuse to be inactive." Kang went on to say that she can't help how some people interpret her message, and that perhaps, quote, "it's time we stop tiptoeing around people's feelings and get to the point." On Tuesday, Kang posted her response to some of the more frequent comments that she's been getting on that photo. She clarified that she in fact does work. She's self-employed. No, her abs are not the result of Photoshop, and she only works out 30 to 60 minutes per day. Every woman is different, and my intention was not to ask, what's your excuse for not looking like me? My intention was to imply, what's your excuse for not exercising? However you interpret the message is dependent upon your emotional state when you read the caption, Kang said in her recent blog post. So you've got this woman who, when you start looking into who she is, and you start looking at what she does for a living, she's in some sort of healthcare. She's got a business that does at-home care for the elderly. She's runs a nonprofit organization called Fitness Without Borders. So she's focused on fitness. Is it possible that if folks were to actually do their homework and find out what context this caption was put up there with, they might actually realize that what she's saying is, what's your excuse for not exercising? Here's the thing. When people are forced to come face to face with their God-given potential, that potential for what you could do, what you could become, and you come face to face with it and you say, oh, that's going to take work. That's going to take discipline. I might have to sacrifice something in order to achieve that. There's a certain group of people who will say, oh, shame on you for showing me my potential. Shame on you for trying to encourage me to greatness. Shame on you for trying to get me to be a better me. But then those same people will go out and they'll go to their doctor and they'll get loaded up with antidepressants. They'll spend money on self-help books. They'll spend money on self-help seminars to be a better you. Ooh, live the life you've always wanted. But it all comes down to something very basic. You go to Mrs. Kang's website, mariakang.com, and right there on the front page it says, I'm a wife, mother, business owner, and a nonprofit founder. I dream. I set goals. I plan. I take action. I reflect. And I repeat. Welcome to my world. Well, I can't do that. I can't be like her. No one's saying be like her. No one's saying your outcome has to be like her. She wrote on her website, she says, I thought the caption was fitting since I often saw posters of grandmothers running in marathons, paraplegics competing in the Olympics, and even a father performing a pull-up with 3 kids in tow, all with the same caption, what's your excuse? I felt that if others can overcome incredible challenges to be in shape, why would my story be any different? And you read through, she had genetics that were less than perfect. She had a body that was predisposed to gaining weight. She is not in her 20s. She's in her 30s. She's got these 3 children that she gave birth to. She's got a high-stress life. She doesn't live at the gym. She only works out 30 to 60 minutes a day. But what she does is she watches what she eats. She eats good things. She only puts good things into her body. She focuses on doing good things. that intention of trying to be a blessing to those around you. Her passion her passion started out as her own wellness. Now her passion is to inspire others to wellness and fitness. See, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's a good thing. I think someone like this is someone that our daughters can look up to. My daughter, I would be pleased if she looked up to someone like this. Someone who knows that family is important. Family is more important than even your own aspirations. Your own aspirations come to help support family. I think that's beautiful. And no, I'm not making a sexist remark, because that applies to both men and women. Guys, you want to have a fancy career. You want to have fulfillment, and you're thinking about sacrificing your family to do it. You better rethink that, partner, because that would be very selfish of you, and that would be very destructive to your family. That's not what we're here for. We're here to be a blessing to those around us. We're here to try to achieve that potential that we've been created for. You do a web search, whether it's a Google search, a Yahoo search, an Ask Jeeves search. I can't do that one because I don't know how to spell Jeeves. I have a hard enough time with Google. Do a web search for the terms, "What's your excuse?" And you will get a whole plethora, a whole cornucopia, if you will, of motivational posters showing people in all different walks of life and all different areas of life, all different conditions, both physical and emotional and psychological, accomplishing some amazing things. People missing legs climbing Mount Everest. People, I just did it before this show in prep, and I saw one where there's these two blind guys running a marathon. Pictures of little kids missing legs that are out on a track running and enjoying themselves. What's your excuse, they're saying? Not, what's your excuse for not looking like me? Well, my excuse is I still have my legs. That's not the point. The point is, what's your excuse for not being a steward of what you have and using it to its fullest potential? If these people with these disabilities, oh, you have a disability, you're limited. These people with these disabilities can accomplish such amazing things, why aren't you doing anything? Why are you sitting on your rear end, allowing your body to fall apart? Living with chronic pain and not looking for ways to get rid of it. Not looking for real ways. Yeah, well, I'm taking my ibuprofen. Well, come on. Ibuprofen does not get rid of the problem. Ibuprofen, I can't even say it. Ibuprofen masks the problem and actually creates more damage, and in the long term damages the kidneys. So don't give me that. You're making an excuse. Oh, but you know, Mo, I can't even get up and walk across the room. Great. Then you know what you do? You get up and you walk across half of that room. And then you go back and you sit down. And you rest up. And 20 minutes later, a half hour later, you get up, you walk across half of that room again. Within a day or two, you get up and you walk across half that room, you get to the middle point, and you take another step. It's these little steps to push the envelope. Knowing that you were created for more than what you have. You were created to do more than what you're doing. You were created. You were given this great blessing of this body with all of these cells that work together in such a great concert to create and do these amazing things. You've been given this body that doesn't just function like a machine, but it's got this brain. It's got this nervous system that fires and causes these incredible movements. You've got this brain that can comprehend and can compute and can respond to its environment. You've got this body, this brain, this soul that can create, that can inspire. You've got people that are looking at you right now saying, boy, if he or she can do it, I can make some changes in my life. You've been smoking cigarettes for years. You've tried quitting over and over. You've tried quitting and you go and you seek your help to quit. Then you leave the treatment and you go back out to your truck and you light up a cigarette. Oh, I'm going to quit soon. Huh? I'm so glad I'm quitting. We're making excuses again. What's your excuses? The whole point of this picture is not shame on you for not looking at like me. The point of the picture is, what's your excuses? Now throw them out. Throw out your excuses. Throw out your obstacles. Overcome. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Because you were created in such a way that you can do that. And it's very simple. Just go to her website, mariakang.com. It's very impressive. She says she dreams, she sets goals, she plans, she takes action, she reflects, then she repeats. Well, I've written enough business plans. I know that that's pretty much how business works. I've written enough treatment plans to know that that's how fighting disease and pain works. Working towards wellness works in that same way. You dream, you decide what is the potential. You determine what that potential is. Then you set your goals. I want to be here. I want to then grow to here and here. Then you execute that plan to you create a plan to get to these goals. Then you execute that plan. And as you're executing that plan, then you stop and you reflect and you look at that plan. How's it working? Am I making my gains? Or do I need to adjust it in small ways? Do I need to fine tune it? Do I need to throw it out and start over? But it all starts right here. Right here. By you saying, you know what? I'm tired of this baloney. I am going to start right now living up to the potential that has been created in me. I'm going to start right now. I'm going to, as soon as my spouse gets home, say, honey, let's go for a walk. And your spouse looks at you, you're crazy. No. Take your spouse's hand, go for a walk. And you know what? As you're walking, you'll be communicating. You will be sharing that moment. Sharing some intimacy. Go home. Talk to your children. Say, kids, look them in the eyes and say, kids, let's go do something together. Let's go play in the backyard. Let's go for a walk. Let's go wrestle with the dog. Let's go do something. And your kids say, but I'm playing my video game. And you say, I bought that stupid video game machine. I'm paying for the electricity going into that video machine. You're done. Let's go. Let me show you the world outside. Let me show you this world around us. Let me show you how to make something in the kitchen so that the family can eat together and be nourished with good, clean food. See how this applies to so many areas of life? I hope I'm inspiring you here. I hope I'm challenging you. We can either choose to stay where we're at. We can either choose to be lousy stewards of what we've been given, or we can say, status quo is not good enough. I'm going to set my goals, and I'm going to develop a plan to accomplish those goals. No, this job isn't challenging me enough. The economy stinks. Well, you can't get another job in this economy. Well, you know what? Invest in yourself. Build. Develop your education if it's lacking. So that way when the time comes, when the opportunities are there, or the time is right to make an opportunity, sometimes we don't have the opportunities present, and you've got to go out and make the opportunity. Those dear people who are sitting on the sofa and because of physical handicap, their physical condition, maybe metabolic syndrome, these dear people who can't walk across the room, guess what? You can walk across half the room. Make the opportunity. You have been given the ability to do it. So you can do it. Now move forward. We've been given incredible opportunities. We've been given this body. Opposable thumbs! Think of what you can do just with opposable thumbs. My dog Hank would love opposable thumbs. It'd make holding on to that rawhide bone so much easier. We've been given these great opportunities, these great tools. What are you doing to utilize it? Are you a good steward? Or are you taking advantage and taking it for granted? For those of you who would get upset over such a message, you're probably not listening to this webcast at this point at all anyway. But for those of you who maybe have been inspired, make sure you get yourself a support. Make sure you get somebody who can come alongside of you and cheer you on. Whether it's a healthcare practitioner, a family member, whether it's following someone like this mariakang.com to just keep you encouraged, whether it's following this webcast. I mean, I'm an ordinary guy. I had learning disabilities growing up. Made it very, very hard to accomplish anything. But that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse to not give it your best shot. Having difficulty reading, having difficulty spelling, it's frustrating. But it's not an excuse. Do something with what you've been given. Having chronic health problems. I've had chronic health problems since I was a child. I've had numerous bouts of serious illness. You don't let that stop you. You don't use that as an excuse. You push forward. This dear lady, Mrs. Maria Kang, you look at her website. She's a normal, average woman. She struggles with the same issues that every woman struggles with. She struggles with stress, finance, image, self-image. She struggles with, she struggled with postpartum depression. Find an average human being that inspires you. An average human being who has done amazing things. I had the beautiful opportunity to meet a gentleman yesterday fighting 2 different types of serious cancer. And you know what? Even though it's essentially a death sentence, these types of cancers, this gentleman is not depressed. When you talk to him, he's up. He's in fighting mode. He's enjoying every moment he has. What an inspiration. A friend of mine struggled with chronic, deep-seated pain his whole life. Pushing 60 years old, over 50 years he struggled with this stuff. The man still smiles. The man can still crack a joke. The man still works whenever he gets the opportunity. He's self-employed. Well, he's probably made a megabucks. No, he hasn't. The guy is just struggling to survive. But yet he can smile. But yet you get the idea. So the point of this whole webcast today, the whole point of this show is examine your life. Look at what excuses are holding you back from accomplishing something. Perhaps you don't even realize what you're capable of. Perhaps you don't even realize the gifts that you've been given. The potential that you have to accomplish something. You look at Dr. Ben Carson of Johns Hopkins University, eminent brain neurosurgeon, pediatric neurosurgeon, among other disciplines. The man grew up, inner city environment, single mother. It was tough. He had all the excuses in the world. And you look at him today, very successful. Think of the lives that man has saved and touched. Think of the people that he has trained his craft to, who are now out there touching lives and saving lives. All because he had the wisdom to say, I don't have any excuses. There's things I can do. I can accomplish things. And in this country, we've had a unique opportunity to where we could be the best we could possibly be. We could excel. All we have to do is have the discipline to do so. Yes, this is a cheering session today. You can do it. You can do it because you were created with the potential to do amazing things. Are you going to do it? Are you going to discipline yourself? Are you going to watch what goes into your body? Are you going to watch what your body is used for? You're going to use it for sitting on a TV and entertaining yourself? Or are you going to use it for being a blessing to others? Are you going to use it to try to maintain wellness or gain in your strength and wellness so that you can have stronger wellness later in life and be there for your grandkids and your great-grandkids? Do you see the challenge? The challenge is not whether you're going to live. The challenge is whether you are going to really live. And there is a difference. This half hour of our broadcast is brought to you by Be Energized Raw Bee Pollen and Bee Rescued Propolis Care, particularly the Bee Rescued Propolis Rescue Balm right here. This was a product that my wife, Mercy Joy, and I created for a young gentleman who had some serious skin issues, and it was very nourishing, very healing to his skin. This is a product that folks are writing in saying, hey, you helped me out with pain in my muscles and joints from a wide variety of issues. This one right here. This is your go-to for pain. This is your go-to for any acute issues, any chronic deep pain in the body. It's just a salve that you put on the skin. It's all food grade, 100% pure and natural. The ingredients are sweet almond oil, virgin coconut oil, beeswax from our own bees, so it hasn't had the opportunity to soak up any chemicals. Propolis extract, again, harvested from our own bees, so it's the only chemical-free propolis out there. It hasn't been introduced to medications or any kind of other yuck. It's got essential oils, including clove, tea tree, lemongrass, geranium, and it's got vitamin E oil in it. Very simple recipe, but very powerful. So on behalf of all of us here at Little Honeys LLC, I want to say thank you for joining us. And until next week, be well.